Roger.
No, my only complaint is, as far as my financial advisor, who was a very nice fellow, is that as I am invested in the solar industry, there are certain technical areas of future stocks that I look at, wind power and such, that I don't think that he spends enough time looking into.
Okay, so did you want to add something? Or
I just wanted to say I think you all should have my financial advisor because he's the best. And during the downturn, I got an email explanation from him probably twice a week. He sent out to all his clients what was going on, and he's been there. I heard more from him then than I normally do.
Okay, but beyond just the financial advisors, as you look at the world today, and you hear from a lot of different companies, either on television, by mail, whatever the channel is, about different investments, about different places to put your money today, about different strategies for your portfolio, what's your reaction to these messages?
I think they're just messages. I don't think any of them...
You're okay?
Okay. I don't think any of them can make those claims with any conviction because I think there's such uncertainty both in the short and long term of where everything is going to go. I know last fall that was the first time I ever heard my financial advisor say, I haven't a clue. And I don't think anybody really has one still.
Okay. Let me ask you this. How many of you have changed financial advisors since the beginning of the financial crisis? 1, 2. So a lot of dissatisfaction with your financial advisor, no movement. How many of you have moved your money significantly from one company to another since the beginning of the financial crisis? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a couple more. But the rest of you still investing in the same places with the same people. Why is that? Fred.
Well, it's pretty simple. Financial advisors may or may not know more than I do, but one thing I'm absolutely certain of is that their motivation is different than mine. I know who I'm looking out for, and I don't know who they're looking out for. And so I would go along with one of the previous comments that, and I don't have a financial advisor, as you might have guessed, that we need a lot more transparency. If a financial advisor wants to talk to me, he's got to tell me what's in it for him, what's in it for me, is there something that makes sense, then we can talk.
Okay? Yeah, Robert.
I make most of my own investment decisions, and I have not switched companies because the companies that I am invested in, am I allowed to mention names or not?
Sure.
T. Rowe Price.
You don't have any inside information.
And Vanguard. No. T. Rowe Price and Vanguard I trust very much, but I certainly have changed my direction within those companies of what I'm invested in.
Okay. Margaret.
I'm a disgracefully lazy so-called investor. I have some mutual funds. I have left things there, money there, to try and come back, and it has about half since the low point. But then I also make little decisions based on tiny little local factors, like the house next door to us sold in 4 weeks in June. So I took a little money out of the emerging markets fund, which has done the best, and invested it in the house repair. And I'm happy with that.
Okay, and how many of you have continued to put more money into the places that you had money invested before the financial crisis? Just by a show of hands. 2 of you. How many have changed your strategy dramatically as a result of the financial crisis? Linda, tell me.
Well, I now have half, as I said before, in the bank and half in the market. So I am not investing any of the new money in the market. I just don't feel comfortable in knowing when to do that or how to do that. You asked before, what do I want the financial planner or whoever to say to me? I don't know what I want them to say. And I go to the bank and I have their financial planner tell me something, and I call my own financial planner and he tells me something. But nothing feels right, so I don't move. I wish I knew what I was waiting to hear someone say, but I'm hoping that when they say it, I'll feel that it's right. But it hasn't been.
Okay. Tom.
I actually took advantage of the downturn in the housing prices and bought some property down south, and I think that was probably one of the best investments I could have done. I took it out of 2 companies, did that, and I'm happy with that right now.
Okay, Patty, then we're going to move on.
I keep much more of my money in a steady money marketplace. I do, however, feel that now is maybe a good time to invest because stocks are down. And I always think I want to try to do it when they're down. And I do believe they're going to go up. I just don't know when.
I have to say one thing to you guys. In the short conversation that we had before we started, I got a bit of a different sense of your take on the industry than what I'm hearing up here. Are you getting nicer because you've got an audience? What am I missing, Diana?
Well, most of us expressed skepticism about almost anything that anybody could say. Increased awareness of the fallibility of people who are supposed to know what they are doing, and perhaps anger and frustration that so little has changed since our taxpayer money has gone to help bail out some of these big culprits.
Fred.
Well, I wasn't one of the people who had nice things to say, you might recall, about the industry. But I would like to be able to say nice things about the industry because I think it's terribly important. And if it were done right, everybody makes out, the industry and the individual. So I have to go back to what I said before. What I'd like to see is some honesty in presentation, no fine print on the bottom of the page, all the fine print in big print, same size as telling me how much money you're going to make from me, tell me, what you're going to take from me along the way. Just be fair, honest, open, and that's it.
Great. Brian.
Well, I'll start off by saying I don't think any of you can beat the S&P 500 on a consistent basis. So coming from that perspective, I look to a financial planner to help me diversify stocks and bonds and so forth, international funds. And I don't feel like I have a partner. I don't feel like my financial, I have two of them. I don't feel like my financial planners are partners with me. I'd love to get that feeling. I feel I'm taking all the risks, and the financial planners are just taking commissions, and they get their commissions in good times and in bad times. So I don't feel like I have somebody who feels my pain when I feel the pain. And I don't know what to do about that, but I would love to have somebody like that.
All right, and so I want to switch topics a little bit. Let's focus on the media a little bit, because the media has obviously covered the financial crisis probably ad nauseum for at least some people in this room. How many of you watch more business news today than you did, say, 2 years ago before the financial crisis? And what's your take on business news? What impact does it have on you? Why do you watch?
You can't tell. Everybody got a different opinion. One's negative, one's positive. I watch it every day. My mother told me you got to shop around. I'm still shopping. I'd love to go back into the market. I'm sitting with hundreds of thousands of 2.5% CDs. I've got lucky. I bought annuities many, many years ago at 8%. Help.
Who else? Media. Why do you watch?
I primarily watch because I'm looking for some confidence. I'm hoping that as I watch these shows, I'm going to hear good news. I'm going to feel better about the economy, about the financial situation overall.
And will you believe it if you hear good news?
I probably would,
Okay.
yes.
All right.